Hi everybody, I'm Max, one of the co-founders of ARTSVP, and in this video I just wanted to give you a little bit of a breakdown as to how we work with art fairs to help them handle ticketing and also all the guest lists and press lists, etc. that are required when running an art fair. So what I'm doing here is I've just set up a screen share where I'm just showing you a mock-up fair that I've created. So this is the Mocha Art Fair, which is taking place in the beginning of February in 2022. And what you immediately see here is the dashboard. So this is the kind of admin dashboard where you can create events and view each of the guest lists and generate links to send out to invite people. And essentially, yeah, this is the master view when you log into your ARTSVP account. Now, I'm going to break this video up into a few different parts. So in this one, I'm just going to give a bit of an outline as to kind of how it works and some of the unique features of ARTSVP that make managing fairs particularly easy. So a little bit of background. We've worked with many fairs, and one of the things that always happens is with every fair we've worked with, you essentially have different booking experiences for different type of guests. So most fairs have public tickets and then a VIP guest list, people who can come for free, and a press guest list. Now, this is a kind of semi-simplified version. Most fairs that we've worked with have had different tiers of VIPs. Sometimes that is so that certain VIPs can come to the preview day, whereas others can come to like the second preview. And also some guests may be allowed to bring a +1, whereas others are just booking in for themselves. So there's often some additional scenarios, but this gives a kind of clear view as to how things work. So generally what happens when we work with a fair is one of the first things we do is we set up the public ticketing page. The main reason for this is public ticketing, you want to get out there as soon as possible. Tickets in the current climate tend to kind of trickle in relatively slowly, but you still want to basically, it announces that the fair is taking place. It's a good way to kind of start to drum up interest. And so normally what we do is we put together a public ticketing page first. So I'll just click into this and show you a little bit more about how this works. So this is within a single event. This is where the bookings will show, and you can preview how the booking page looks. This has been custom styled to kind of suit this fake brand that I've come up with, and the booking experience will be pretty much this. They click through, it asks them for their name, email, adult or concession, and then they can confirm the booking, and it will be taken to a very simple payment form. That's in preview mode. I'll just show you that in public mode, and I'll just click through just to give you a bit of a better sense. So Max Test can be my name, maxtest@artsvp.com, and then I could book for an adult, maybe a couple of adults. I want to join the mailing list. I confirm, and it will take me through to a payment page where I'd simply enter my card details, and it's as simple as that, and hit pay. And this is powered by Stripe, so it's very secure and very simple. As I say, when bookings come through, they'll appear within here. Now, if I'm to go back to my dashboard, we'll just take another little look into the Mocha Press guest list. So going into here, if I just refresh this, again, this is very similar. So for the press guest list, the interesting things, I guess, to talk through here is how we set this up. So we give the event a name. We probably will give this a more friendly name that someone on the press would respond to, rather than just telling them, it's the guest list. So, preview booking or something like that. Set the location, and then we can set some visitor info. So please book your time slot entry this year's fair. And then a confirmation message. Thank you for booking. We look forward to seeing. There's lots of additional options here. So we have a confirmation button. This is shown on the confirmation page. This can essentially be a call to action, like download the fare guide or follow us on Instagram for more updates. And again, we can customize the text message that is sent in the confirmation email they'll receive when they book. This, again, you may want to customize differently for your VIP guests, your public ticketing, and your press list. You may want to provide them with further information to the press, contact details of your press assistants, etc. Again, this is all the messaging. And then down here, you notice that I've marked this as private. So the benefit of marking this as private is essentially this page will not be indexed by Google. And you can just simply send out this a single link to the people that you want to allow to book. We've also got this feature here, invites, and invites adds an additional level of not just security, but also can make things a more personalized experience. But essentially, invites allow you to generate unique links for each individual guest. With many of the fairs we work with, we do this via API, but there's also functionality to generate these invites on the fly, which I'll touch on in a later video. So yeah, the settings for this page is private, so it won't be indexed by Google. It won't be like listed anywhere. Only people with the direct link can book. And we ask people if they want to go onto the mailing list still. We're going to allow cancellations. We're going to allow booking changes, so people can potentially book a time slot, and then if close to the time they can't make that time slot, they can change their booking and they can see other available time slots. And there's several other bits of information we have down there. If I just save this, because I just added a bit of visitor info, and then we go to availability. And you can see in the case of this, I'm basically saying that the press can come from any time from Thursday until Sunday. We've broken up the time slots into 2-hour slots here, so 120-minute slots. And for the sake of this, I mean, capacity of 1,000 is totally ridiculous, so we'll change it to 50. And we're going to allow the members of the press who are booking to bring a guest if they want, so that they're allowed 2 guests per booking. There's various other little things here, but they're not hugely important at this point. So we can save that. The booking page is now ready. If I go to the public page, this is what it will look like to somebody who has the link. If I go to the share feature, you'll see there's a unique link. If I visit this link, again, it just takes me to this. And now I can just show you what the booking process would be like for someone booking into the press guest list. So they get to the thing. Here's the information that's customizable. They can choose their time slot. I'll book in here. And the number of people, you can see it's limited to 2 as we set that up. We want to join the mailing list, and then we can confirm this booking. And what you can see here is it's very simple. Here's the little nice message. There's the option to add this additional button to say follow us on Instagram, or read about, find further press details potentially. And they have the option to change. So they could change their booking. Yes, if they want to change their booking, this is when they're booked for. It shows them that at the top. And they can change to any time where there is availability. So that's now been updated. They would have been sent an email, and it's all rather straightforward. If we to go into the bookings now, we can see Max is booked in, and again, this makes it super easy for the event organizers to quickly see, to view each guest list. So they could just go in here and view the guest list. There's just one booking, and then see the individual guest list. Now, one of the really interesting things is obviously moving in and out of various guest lists when checking people in at the door, or dealing with phone calls and emails coming in, any troubleshooting. You want to be able to see all of your bookings in one place, and that's where we've created collections. So you can put events into a collection, and once they're in a collection, you essentially will have an all bookings view, which will pull all the bookings from all of the individual events or invite types that you have put in there. This obviously right now looks very much the same. It's just showing max, but it's showing which list was I on here. And I think that this is a particularly interesting feature, especially when you have tiers of different types of VIPs and public and various different categories of guests. It makes it very easy for the front of house team to quickly and easily see who is coming and how they booked. So this person is obviously press. If I go back and just quickly dive into the VIP guest list, again, this is much the same setup wise. So if I go to bookings, of course, there are no bookings there. But again, if I was to share the link and I'll share it with my twin self, this is to get onto the VIP guest list. So I'm going to come for then and I'll call myself, I'll put in my co-founder's name and his email. And Mike is just, he's a VIP. I'm not. I'm a member of the press, so I can confirm that. And again, that's been booked. And now if we were to go to bookings, Mike has booked himself in and he's now on the guest list. But again, just to highlight this point, by viewing all bookings from everything, you can now see both of our bookings on the same guest list, and you can clearly see which event or which list they were booked in for. So from the check-in point of view, it's also very straightforward. They can easily, just from this one view, search all of their bookings, ordered by, date and time. And when somebody arrives, they can simply either just find them on the list or quickly search for them, find the person, and either check in the whole group. So this is a party of 2. That would just check in both of them. Or if they want to just check in maybe only one, maybe only Mike turned up and his guest couldn't make it, they could go in and just partially check that in, and then that will show as orange. All of this data is then downloadable. It's very helpful for follow-ups. It's very helpful for providing further information to potentially exhibitors about who's coming and when people are coming. And this kind of dashboard and these guest lists end up becoming almost the central point of many fairs and how they operate during the weeks and during the actual time when the fair is going on, handling any queries from the public, adding people, special guests to the guest list, etc. So that's a very brief kind of overview, and I'll follow this up with a series of videos about more specific things and individual ways we've helped certain fairs. Thanks a lot.